Alright, what is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and another character that I didn't really get much of an opportunity to do a showcase video for was this Summertime Nami legend, who debuted as the end of month batch last month. And I did tell everyone pretty much don't pull on this Sugo Fest, and I decided to pull the trigger for some whatever reason when the banner was out. I did one multi and I ended up getting Nami, which is the most absurd thing ever. Like, if you said to me that was going to happen, I'd say you're talking absolute smack, but hey, look, it happened. It is what it is. And I did use Nami through the latest PKA, which is up against the Jewelry Bonnie fight, and now we move on to next month, and we'll see. You know, this character might be useful. We'll wait and see, but I wanted to make a video dedicated to this character because I think this character is actually pretty decent overall in terms of using this unit in normal content. So let's go ahead and break down exactly what this character is doing. Captain ability wise, there are some interesting components, but there are also some pitfalls, right? So first of which, she has this really interesting ability where when you reach the third stage of your content, if she's the captain, she heals 25,000 HP, so that's pretty cool. And then it also gives the attack boost to Strength Striker Cerebral. You get a bigger boost if you have full HP, you get an HP boost, you get Strength and Tandem slots as beneficial, you heal 3,000 at the end of each turn, which is pretty crazy, especially in this circumstance here where we're using double Nami. So double Nami healing 6,000 per turn, 7,000 if you account for the auto healing. If you end up using the hose ship, you can get up to 10,000 heal, close to 10,000 heal, which is pretty crazy, right? And then says that if the amount of HP that you have healed beyond your max HP is 50,000 or more, you get an additional effect in the Captain effect, which removes 10 turns of paralysis and burn. So I like that she has utility in the Captain effect, but it is locked behind having to heal 50,000 HP, which is pretty rough. Now, they do supplement it in a way where, of course, when you reach stage 3, you get 25,000 heal. That can definitely help you out a lot. But still, if you are running like a hybrid scenario where you're using a friend captain that isn't Nami, you're going to find yourself in a really odd situation where getting that 50,000 or more heal is going to be really, really challenging. Of course, you do have a lot of end of turn healing as well, and you know, if you go ahead and use the Yamato and Otama character, which came out during the same time period as this Nami, that character will also kind of help you out. But overall, I think this character is like okay as a captain. Like, the multipliers are okay. I like the utility, but locking it behind the healing is the real downside, and that's the main reason why I think that this character is really not going to see much play as a captain. If you do use her as a captain, or you can use it as a crewmate as well, you can use the super type ability. So I like the fact that they make some of these super types be able to be used as crewmates. It really changes the dynamic of the unit. So being able to use it is quite good. There is the downside, though, of having to require 2 of the listed characters, and essentially it's all of the Summertime characters that were on the Oda color spread where this Nami comes from. So you've got Robin, Yamato, Otama, Carrot, Vivi, Rebecca, Mancherry, Sugar, Shirahoshi, Jewelry Bonnie, Boa Hancock, Koala, Reiju, Perona, Ulti, Tashigi, and also Big Mom counts. So there's a lot of cool characters there. She is Striker focused, so the fact that she is focusing on Striker and also has Big Mom included in her super type effects, that's a really interesting effect, you know, because we just had the Rocks Pirates come out recently, who is Strength and also Striker. Nami also being Strength and Striker. You have some pretty cool synergy there. But the effect itself does give you 10,000 healing, which can help you get to those thresholds to apply the utility in her Captain effect. She changes her own slot through Wano Super Block, basically guaranteed orb change into tandem, and then you get a plus 1.2 chain addition for 2 turns, as well as getting the super type. So not a crazy super type effect, but also being able to use that as a crewmate and being able to change basically any type of slot that you get into a tandem slot to allow her to use her super tandem ability is very, very powerful. I guess before we get to the special, we should probably just mention briefly the super tandem effect. You do need 2 of the listed characters, which is the same as her super type effect, and the super type, or should I say the super tandem, gives you 2.25 times attack boost to Strength Striker Cerebral, and you get a plus 800 base attack bonus for the next final tap Sugo special. So again, not a crazy super tandem, it's a pretty basic bare bones effect. It is an end of month legend, so it makes sense that the super tandem is nothing crazy. And I guess let's get to talking about the component as to why you would probably even use this character on a team in the first place, which is the special. The special is interesting because it does apply a paralysis to the enemy for 3 turns, and that does go through full immunity, which is very strong. It also will remove 6 turns of despair and attack down, as well as giving you a conditional boost against enemies that are inflicted with paralysis and burn, 2.5 times boost for 3 turns. So essentially making that paralysis effect, well, at a base value, it doesn't go through full immunity, but if you fulfill the requirement of having 3 or more Straw Hats or Paramecia type characters on the crew, it will then allow you to get that paralysis to be inflicted through guaranteed immunity. Another effect that this Nami has, on top of applying paralysis, you get the paralysis conditional boost, the despair attack down removal. It also says that if you have a striker or a cerebral captain, you get a 3.25 times chain boundary for 1 turn, and that caps out at 35. So it's a great chain boundary to have. Partnering this with her super type, which gives you a chain addition, you can have this with a chain boundary simultaneously in one kit, also providing the conditional boost. You can see some pretty good stuff going on here. Now, it does also say that when you have those 3 tags, whether it be 3 or more Straw Hats or Paramecias, or you have overhealing buff on your crew, which also synergizes well with the Rocks Pirates because they get benefits by having that effect as well. The paralysis goes through immunity, and it extends the duration of your chain locks by 2 turns, including the effect from this special, and also buff increase damage taken on the enemies. So I like what they're doing here. This Nami is honestly, just the way that I see it, is kind of like a supplemental character that's going to help you build other teams a bit more effectively. I like the fact that she does have super tandem and has a super type that can be used as a crewmate to generate that super tandem slot to use that super tandem effect on multiple different teams. So I think Nami overall is a pretty overall solid Sugofest exclusive. Like, this character isn't knocking the door down at being like the best unit in the game or anything like that, but this is just an overall solid legend that if you get, it's nice to have for sure, and I do think this is going to be a unit that will see some sparse play here and there. Now, we'll see what happens. I may go ahead and make a dedicated showcase for her Rumble abilities. We'll have to wait and see for that one, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today, just using Nami, and this team absolutely dominated Revolutionary Army number 2, absolutely no issues whatsoever. Hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.